Hello everyone, my name is Chris.
And I'm Jen.
And we had such a great time on our maiden voyage that Ginny and I have decided to quit our jobs and become full-time RVers, right Jen?
Quite. I didn't want to come back though.
You didn't want to come back?
I did not, no.
Alright, so I was wrong, we're not quitting our jobs.
No, we have to still have some kind of income.
Okay, alright. Good, okay, so let's start over here. Hi everyone, my name is Chris.
I'm Jen.
And I've decided that I'm going to quit my job and become a full-time RVer, and Ginny's going to keep her job. Is that fair?
Gotcha. So I'm your sugar mama.
Okay, I mean, whatever works. If that works for you, that works for me.
Got it.
Just flew out of my mouth. Anyway, so we are in Gillette, Wyoming, and we wanted to give you a rundown, our experience of our first RVing trip and maybe some things we learned on our first go-round. But first, we wanted to talk about something odd that just happened in Gillette, Wyoming. What did we just do, Jennifer?
We actually were able to sit in a dine-in, or actually dine in a Dickeys.
Right, so we found a Dickeys Barbecue, and we were completely ready to run in, grab a sandwich, and leave. And we walk in, and I see a couple of folks there eating just at a table, and it's like, okay, but the rest of the dining room was deserted, so I figured maybe somebody was just breaking the rules. Then we asked the young lady behind the counter, I said, is your dining room open? She goes, yes, it is. So
they were very spaced.
Very spaced. They had actually removed quite a bit of their tables.
We were by ourselves.
We were by ourselves on our own little section. There was nobody near us. So quite honestly, good job, Dickeys in Gillette, Wyoming. You did the right thing. You spaced out the tables. You did a really good job. Everything was very clean. You didn't really have to touch much. It was just nice to be able to sit down and not have to either eat in the car or in the trailer, which would have been fine, and we were ready to do that, but it was not something we had to do. So good job, Dickeys Barbecue in Gillette, Wyoming. So, Jenny.
Yes.
What are some things that we learned from our maiden voyage of RVing?
Well, they're probably very silly things that everybody's like, well, duh, you should have known that. But I think the first thing was the electricity. We weren't sure how to get.
Well, let's start at the beginning. So.
Well, we had a compartment come open on the highway.
We had a compartment come open on the highway, but that was not our fault. The lock was not installed correctly on the door, and it failed. And we had a little tiny propane bottle fall out. Now it fell out on the shoulder of the road, and we did take everything out of that compartment and tape it closed. But that is our first little mishap. The second little mishap was.
Oh yeah, we didn't. We thought the vents were closed, and we didn't double check them, so we must not have closed it all the way, and we went through rain and hail, and we had a little bit of a leak in the trailer.
So I'm not convinced that wasn't closed, and it was just such a violent rain that it just found a little crack to go in.
Once you shut it, when we were inside, when it hailed again, it didn't leak.
Very true. So
that was a driving rain too.
That was okay, but we were sitting still in the second one. We weren't sitting still in the first one. But anyway, little tiny leak, no big deal. Then we also figured out when I reserved the camping spot, I made an error. I got water and electricity, but I did not get full hookup. So in other words, we could
nowhere to put our stinky slinky.
That's exactly right. We could not put our stinky slinky into the ground to get rid of the gray and the black water. And so we had to actually relocate yesterday. We had to go to a different campsite.
Our gray water tank was full.
And our gray water tank was full, and we're like, well, we either have to go to the dumping station and dump, or we have to move campsites, and we just decided to move campsites. So, but honestly, what was your impression of dumping the black and gray water tanks once we were hooked up?
It was really easy.
It was really easy, wasn't it? So in other words, advice, if you can get a campsite with full hookups, that way when you're ready to go, the pipes are already there. You just extend your, I'm not sure who the RV couple is that gave us the little rhyme of the stinky slinky, but the tube that goes from the trailer down to the sewage hole, and drain it that way. And again, like everybody else advises, do the black water first, which we also discovered today, for obvious reasons, is brown. And the part that connects and goes into the ground, actually, it's like a little elbow, is clear plastic, so you can see what's going on. Yes. And also we learned that
empty.
Flushing out your black water tank is very essential as well before you get underway. So we did that.
Oh, and then flipping the electricity on once you plug in.
Right.
Because we were trying to figure out why the microwave wasn't coming on.
Exactly. And it turns out that there's a little breaker. Dink. I flipped the breaker, electricity came on. So also...
oh, and we figured out the surge protector actually goes.
Yes, the surge
into
protector
the box.
goes into where you plug in
not the
at the
camper.
campsite, not the RV. So learned that one. So that's fine.
Little things.
Little things like that, were very valuable lessons. Both hands on the wheel when driving through Wyoming, because it's always windy, and you don't want to blow yourself off the road. Just had to drive through Gillette, and the trailer, learning how to use your trailer brake is a good thing. So just
always test it.
Always test your trailer brake. Be sure that that's well adjusted. But overall, how did you like it? And describe what you thought about our first experience.
Well, I think I knew I would like it. I think a lot of it was more, I was anxious. I had a lot of anxiety because I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know if we would get there and have issues or not know how to operate anything, since this was our first time and we had to figure everything out.
Yes.
But I think once we were past that,
the initial anxiety of,
once we were hooked up, once we got everything going,
it was easy.
It was easy.
Everything was easy.
We were at a campsite that was close to pretty much everywhere we wanted to go. So especially like to Badlands,
Yep.
It was like really close.
Yeah,
to
we
there,
were within 10 minutes of being in Badlands National
where
Park.
there was like one lodge or one place to stay.
But we would have, if we were staying in a hotel room, we wouldn't have had anything to eat because there were no restaurants out there.
Right. So it was nice. I mean, yesterday we ate all of our meals in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it was just really nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was relaxing.
It was relaxing.
We got to, sit outside with a campfire, made hot chocolate inside, brought it out, so we didn't even have to do it over the campfire,
And one thing that really struck me is Jenny kept saying, do you know how happy I am right now? And you got to understand something about Jenny. She is always happy. She's very enthusiastic about life. She's just got a very great spirit. I mean, it's hard to get Jenny down. And when Jenny, who is just naturally a happy person, is saying constantly, you don't know how happy I am, there was another level of happy that Jenny found. And I honestly have no idea how that happened. I mean, I didn't think she had another level of happy. I mean, if you're around Jenny, I wish, honestly, I had a tenth of her joy and happiness in life, because my world would be revolutionized. If you ever get to know me, I'm just who I am. But if I could just get just a little fraction of Jenny's happiness and joy for life, I would be a much better human being, and I think everybody would be. And for her to say how happy she was repeatedly, not just once, a lot, was a big deal to me. So that's how this went. Now, obviously, knock on wood, we're still in Gillette, Wyoming. We're still several hundred miles from home. But you know something? Our experience staying in the trailer was very good. So we know that we're not going to be able to do all of our travels in the trailer. However, we're going to try to do this as much as we possibly can.
But this, honestly, was nice because, a lot of places were still closed.
Yeah.
We were able to stay here. We were able to have our meals. We brought everything that we needed with us.
Right.
So it wasn't like we had to, frantically search for places to eat. We didn't have to do that.
We didn't have to do that, we did not at all have to do any of that. So it was a very positive experience overall, and we got to get out of the house. We got to establish our goals. I mean, the whole point of this YouTube channel is for us to encourage other people to do what we did, become empty nesters at a young age, and go out and enjoy each other as a couple and enjoy this wonderful place we live. So, you know, we really did accomplish our goals this weekend. And I got to do a little bit of photography, and Jenny got to do a lot of photography. And the difference is I've got a giant camera bag filled with thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and Jenny's got a cell phone that costs a couple of $100. But again, she has more joy in what she does than I do, because she just gets to go out and have fun, and I really love that about her. So, anything we left out?
I think we covered
Covered all. Oh, fire up the refrigerator before you leave.
Yes.
Fire up the fridge so it took it a little bit of time to get cold once we got to the campsite and get plugged in. So put your refrigerator on propane and let it run and let it cool down. It'll automatically kick over. But it's kind of weird how you burn gas to cool a refrigerator, but that's how it works. But again, we loved our maiden voyage. Jenny found a new level of happiness, and when a naturally happy person finds a new level of happiness, you know you've done a good thing. So I'm going to get back to driving now, and Jenny's going to get back to navigating now.
We're good now. We're on the right road.
We're on the right road. Okay, sounds good. Okay, for now, my name is Chris.
And I'm Jen.
And we are going places one more time.
Yay!
Yay! One hand clapping. All right.